and want to welcome you into America First Field, home of Real Salt Lake, but today it is the host of the Girls Soccer State Championship games. We start with the 4A matchup, and it is between the number 1 seeded Ridgeline Riverhawks taking on number 3, the Snow Canyon Warriors, here for the 4A State Championship game. The Ridgeline Riverhawks looking for their first state championship since 2020, whereas the Warriors of Snow Canyon looking for their first since 2018. Both teams take the field, and we're ready to get started. It'll be the Ridgeline Riverhawks in the blue. They'll be going to the right of your screen here in the first half, and it is the Snow Canyon Warriors in the white, and they'll be going to the left. Final preparations here as the officials get set. The whistle, and we're underway here at America First Field as the Ridgeline Riverhawks get us started off. Ball comes down to Ava Wong for the Warriors, tries to play it up, and that ball will just trickle out of bounds and out for the goal kick. Goal kick coming up here for the Ridgeline Riverhawks. And for the Riverhawks, led by head coach Richard Alexander, just the second year in charge, 17-3 overall, 11-3 in region play, finished second up there in that Cache Valley region. Number 1 in the RPI. Such a potent attack with 102 goals scored on the season, only 15 goals conceded all year long. Went on a 12-game win streak to start the 2025 season for the Riverhawks. Their losses came late in region play. They lost to Green Canyon 4-2, lost to Mountain Crest 5-4 in the penalty shootout, and lost to Skyview. Were able to bounce back, find their form, and regain the dominant soccer that they've been playing all season long. Right heading into this tournament, got the first round bye, beat Timpanogos 5-1 in the second round. Quarterfinal win against Mountain View 3-0, and then the semifinal win earlier this week to the Park City Miners 5-3, a high-scoring game at Zions Bank Stadium. That sets up the Ridgeline Riverhawks here for the championship game. For the Snow Canyon Warriors, led by head coach Connor Brown, 4th year in charge, 17-2 overall in the season, 11-1 in Region 9 play down there in southern Utah. Finished first in that region, the number 3 seed in the RPI, 45 goals scored on the season, 19 goals against. Warriors trying to play it out. Here's Hunsaker into the box, cleared away by the Warriors. Ball played in over the top and batted down by Martin. Martin has to come up there with a big save. The senior goalkeeper has to boot this one out for the Warriors. Ridgeline trying to quickly win back possession. The Warriors with some big non-region wins this season. Beat Skyridge 4-2, beat Timpview, lost to Salem Hills, and beat Farmington in a 2-1 overtime thriller. And then in region play, they beat Crimson Cliffs twice, 1-3-2 in overtime, and then 4-3 in the penalty shootout. Their one loss in region coming to Desert Hills 2-1, where they also beat Desert Hills 2-1 in the reverse fixture. Got the first round bye, took down number 14 Judge 2-0 in the second round. Quarterfinal win against number 6 Crimson Cliffs 1-0, and then the semifinal win against number 7 Desert Hills. That one went all the way to the shootout. Ended in a 5-3 penalty decision for the Warriors to set themselves up here in the championship game. Goal kick coming up here for the Warriors as Tori Martin will look to boot this one away. Quickly one back. Walton playing it in centrally. Here's Izzy Bear. Bear gets it out wide to Brown. Brown plays it to Hunsaker, the hat-trick hero from the semifinals. Ball whipped in, Walton's there, in front of goal. Grange takes the shot, deflected. And it lands now for the Warriors. Warriors able to clear it away. Great opportunity there for the Ridgeline Riverhawks. So that ball whipped into the box. And then coming back, here's Snow Canyon. Ball goes out of bounds and out, and a throw-in coming up here. It'll be Lyon to throw it in. Ball goes down over on the far sideline. Snow Canyon plays it in. Ava Wong there to collect. Trying to play it back out wide in the direction of Nadald, as that ball will go out of bounds and out. And a goal kick coming up here for the Ridgeline Riverhawks. Hunsaker brings it in for the Riverhawks. Ball out wide, trying to connect with Izzy Bear, but it goes out of bounds and out, and a throw-in coming up over on that far sideline for Snow Canyon. Ball comes back to Lavelle. Lavelle plays it across as Weston brings it down. Back to Weston. Tries to switch the ball over to the other side to Nadald. Instead, one back quickly. And here come the Riverhawks with Hunsaker. Hunsaker defended by Armour. That ball poked away, goes out of bounds and out, and a throw-in coming up over on that far sideline for the Riverhawks. Izzy Bear will throw it in, comes down to Brown. Brown whips it into the box, goes back post. Walton is there, and it just skims across the face of goal as it goes out of bounds and out for the goal kick. Substitutions coming up here for the Riverhawks. Walton and Hydra heading over to the bench for breathers. Taylor Rigby into the game, as well as Sierra Dean. Quickly one back. Here's Bear winning it for the Ridgeline Riverhawks. Izzy Bear gets past one. Now inside the box, cross comes in, and it takes a deflection. It'll go out of bounds and out, and a corner kick coming up here for Ridgeline. Set piece opportunity coming up as the number one trying to find the opening goal here. 32 minutes left to go. Ball whipped in near post. Headed through. Loose ball inside the box brought down. And it looks like that was Rigby trying to recycle it. Ball now played over the top by Dean. Back post, the shot. Now Dean collects. Here's Bear. And nicely defended by Snow Canyon. And now the Warriors trying to hit on a quick counterattack as Lottie Smith in possession. Smith now holds up the ball, waits for options. Trying to play it towards the sideline as Nadald was running off of it. Nicely defended by Ridgeline. Could have been a dangerous counterattack opportunity, but instead of the Riverhawks snuff it out. Ball played in centrally to Hunsaker. Looking for options. Goes out wide. It's Bear. Ball played in behind to Lily Hunsaker. Takes it back towards the far sideline, poked away. Great defending there by Ada Gubler. As Gubler pokes it out, throw-in coming up for the Riverhawks. On the far sideline, Bear to throw it in. Here comes Brown. Brown whips a ball into the box in the direction of Sierra Dean. That one will go over Dean and out for the goal kick. Torrey Martin will boot it away for Snow Canyon. Lands at Weston. Weston turns, gets it upfield. And nicely cut out. Melanie Smith for Ridgeline. Boots it away, throwing here on the near sideline. Lyon plays it to Gubler. Gubler across to Lavelle. Lavelle looking to boot it up the sideline, trying to find Nadal. Nadal now brings it in. Heavy touch, ball given away. Now here's Hunsaker. Sam Brown out wide to Bear. Izzy Bear goes to ground. The whistle and a foul called. A free kick coming up here for the Riverhawks in a dangerous spot. Free kick coming up as Keegan Grange will take for the Riverhawks. A couple of Ridgeline players lined up at the back post. See if Grange decides to go from goal from that angle. Just one on the wall for Snow Canyon. Grange will whip it in, goes back post over Sierra Dean, and out of bounds and out. Goal kick coming up here for Snow Canyon. Ridgeline also making the substitution here as Izzy Bear will head to the bench for a breather. And checking into the game, one of the goal scorers from Monday afternoon as Camry Grange checks into the game. Weston winning it for Snow Canyon. Armour plays it back to Lavelle. Now to Weston. Getting it wide to Lyon. Nicely cut out by the Riverhawks. A throw-in coming up here on the near sideline for Snow Canyon as Lyon will throw it in. Gets it to Weston. Goes back to Lavelle. Now here's Lyon. Crosses the midfield line. Lyon pokes it through to Weston. Weston across. Pushing upfield now at Snow Canyon. Trying to play that ball in behind, looking for Lottie Smith. Instead rolls safely into the hands of Molly Mann. Snow Canyon still looking for a big opportunity here in the first half. Haven't had too much possession. Trying to build something here as that ball poked through to Lottie Smith. Lottie Smith now inside the box, takes the shot and puts it in. Lottie Smith has opened the scoring, and it's Snow Canyon. The leading goal scorer for the Warriors comes up big here in the championship game as Lottie Smith scores goal number 24 on the season. And it's Snow Canyon up 1-0 with 27:31 left to go. Massive opening goal, and it comes for the number 3 seed. How will the Riverhawks respond? Here's Lily Hunsaker playing it into Grange. Ridgeline trying to find an opportunity to equalize. Cleared away. Takes an awkward bounce there in front of Dunkley. Lyon does a good job to keep that one from going out of bounds. Lyon clears it away. That ball comes out to Smith. Smith takes an awkward touch. It goes out of bounds. Throw in here for Snow Canyon on the near sideline. Quickly went back by the Riverhawks. And now Snow Canyon in possession. Lyon plays it back to Ava Gubler. Gubler playing it up. That's to Armour. Armour into Weston. Weston, heavy touch. Trying to track it down. Reagan Brown wins it back for Ridgeline. Brown. Grange. Now Hunsaker. Hat-trick hero in the semifinal. Grange, the shot from distance, and it goes just past the post. Keegan Grange with the shot from distance, and it goes just wide. Not a bad look there from the senior midfielder. As Ridgeline trying to find the equalizer. Substitutions here for Snow Canyon. And now ball back in play. Quickly one back by Smith and the Riverhawks. Trying to play it up. Loose ball tracked down by Hunsaker. That ball out of bounds. Throw in coming up over on that far sideline for the Riverhawks. Ball into Reagan Brown. Brown goes out wide back to Kemry Grange. Here's Hunsaker. Coming out to the near sideline to Grange. Keegan Grange. Now into the box. Grange. And it takes a deflection. It'll go out of bounds and out. And a corner kick opportunity coming up for the Riverhawks. Down a goal here with 24:39 left to go. Substitution as Lily Hunsaker will be heading to the bench for a breather. Checking into the game is Walton. And Walton will take the corner kick here on the near sideline. Set piece opportunity coming up. Walton whips it into the near post. Headed through and in! It's a goal for the Riverhawks. And just like that, the equalizer. Off the corner. Headed through and into the back of the net. The Riverhawks have tied it up. And it's 1-1 here in the 4A championship game. Now quickly, the Snow Canyon Warriors trying to get into the attacking third inside of the box. Cleared out well by Ridgeline. And now the Riverhawks back in possession. Ball trying to poke it up through to Walton. Stewart will play it back. Here's Lyon. Sierra Dean. Dean whips it into the box. Giving chase here is Kemry Grange. And Grange won't be able to get on the end of it. It goes out of bounds and out. Throw in coming up for Snow Canyon over on that far sideline. And so here with 23:03 left to go in the first half, all tied up, everything to play for at 1-1. Heavy touch by Sam Brown. Comes out to Weston. Snow Canyon back in possession and quickly stolen away. Grange takes a shot from distance. And that one will just go out of bounds and out for the goal kick. Substitutions coming up here for the Warriors. Coach Connor Brown there looking to make some changes as after conceding the goal on the corner kick. Ball back in play. Lavelle playing it up to Stewart. Stewart trying to poke it through to the sideline looking for Jensen. He takes a deflection. It'll go out of bounds and out, and a throw-in coming up here for Snow Canyon. Jensen as a whistle and a foul called. Lottie Smith committing the foul. Riley Vedica back up on her feet, and a free kick coming up here for Ridgeline. Sam Brown goes back to take for the Riverhawks. Brown gets this one away. Armour trying to win it back for Snow Canyon in the middle of the park. Lands to Grange. Grange shuttles it for Brown. Grange goes out wide. Back in centrally to Walton. Walton supports with Reagan Brown. Brown looking to whip it in. Nicely defended by Snow Canyon. Weston was there with the defensive clearance. Now here's Stewart. Ball given away. Sam Brown winning it back in the middle of the park. Smith plays it up to Grange. Grange has Dean. Gives it to Dean. Dean up the sideline. Dean crosses it in. And Tori Martin has to bat it down. Martin coming up with the save as Snow Canyon here boots this one away. Stewart plays it to Jensen. Now in centrally to Weston. Weston dispossessed. Here's Grange. Grange gets it to Hunsaker. Now back to Grange. Grange trying to whip a ball into the box. Takes a deflection off of Mackenzie Lavelle. And it'll go out of bounds and out for another corner and a set piece opportunity coming up. Ridgeline scoring their goal off the corner. See if they can do it again. It'll be Walton to take. Walton whipping the ball into the box, goes back post, loose ball cleared away by Weston. Out of bounds and out over on that far sideline, and a throw-in coming up for the Riverhawks prior to substitution for Ridgeline. Grange heading out for a breather. Checking into the game is Isla Webb. Hunsaker inside of the box, brings it down. Here's Kemry Grange. Nicely defended by Snow Canyon. Here's Stewart trying to hit on a quick counterattack. Stewart deflected, one back by Ridgeline. Vedica clears it away for the Riverhawks. It'll go out of bounds and out. And a throw-in coming up here for Snow Canyon. A loose ball. One back by Ridgeline. We do have a whistle, a late whistle. And it's a free kick. Snow Canyon ball with 17:48 left to go in the first. It'll be Veronica Weston standing over it to take. Weston. Everybody lined up near the top of the 18. 1 on the wall. 2 on the wall. Ball whipped in. Headed through by Smith, and man, coming up with a phenomenal save. Molly Mann. Lottie Smith was there, headed through, but Molly Mann, the junior goalkeeper, coming up big to keep this one all tied up at 1-1. Corner kick opportunity coming up here for Snow Canyon. Ball whipped in near post. Walton there just clears it away for Ridgeline. Lottie Smith had the opening goal for Snow Canyon. Seemed to be so close to scoring the second there, but Molly Mann coming up with another idea and making a phenomenal save, keeping this one at 1-1. Now Ridgeline on the other end. Here's Hunsaker trying to get around Mackenzie Lavelle, and Lavelle coming up big defensively. Snow Canyon back in possession. Here's Ava Wong. Wong plays it back to Lavelle. Nicely done by the Warriors to keep possession advantage, played off the foul. That ball over the top, looking for Lottie Smith. Takes a deflection off of Vetica. It'll go out of bounds and out. And a throw-in coming up over on that far sideline. Smith brings it down, pokes it through. Here's Ava Wong inside the box, off the crossbar. And Ridgeline clears it away. Oh, what a massive opportunity there from Ava Wong. Inside, just outside of the 18, off the crossbar. Snow Canyon had their opportunity to double the lead. Or excuse me, to get back into the lead. And Ava Wong's shot just comes crashing off the crossbar. Snow Canyon still here in possession. Ball booted in over the top. Stewart heads it through, giving chase. Down inside the box, Dean is there, and Sierra Dean has to just clear this away. Big opportunity again for Snow Canyon, but this time the Ridgeline Riverhawks defense coming up with the stop. Lottie Smith trying to track it down. And Reagan Brown will just see that one roll out of bounds. A goal kick coming up, and a chance here for Ridgeline to relieve some of that pressure. It's been all Snow Canyon here for the last 5 or so minutes. Substitutions coming up for the Riverhawks. Izzy Barrett back into the game. Sam Brown will boot this one away. Immediately, Izzy Bear giving chase to that ball that was floated in behind, cleared away by Snow Canyon. Bear will throw it in over on that far sideline. Sam Brown. Jensen tries to play it over the top. And that ball went out of bounds on Erica Jensen. It goes for a throw-in here for the Riverhawks. Melanie Smith to throw it in. Jensen heads it away. Vetica gets a boot on it. Webb heads it through, trying to find Hunsaker. Cleared away nicely by the Snow Canyon defense. That was Scarlett Lossie who let it bounce. Now we have a whistle. And now we have a free kick. Free kick here for Snow Canyon. Taken quick as Gubler plays it out wide. Stewart tries to play it back out towards that far sideline. Now deflected off of Stewart. And a throw-in coming up here for the Riverhawks. Grange back into the game, brings it down. Settles it for Reagan Brown. Brown to Hunsaker. Hunsaker to Bear. Bear back to Hunsaker. Nice little bit of possession here for the Ridgeline Riverhawks as that ball played in over the top. Izzy Bear tracks it down. Izzy Bear gets past one. Bear now into the box. Bear tries to cross it in. And nicely done by Snow Canyon's defense. Still an opportunity. That ball played in and safely into the hands of Torrey Martin. Martin will boot it away. Stewart plays it over the top, trying to find Lottie Smith. Smith brings it down. Smith inside the box. Smith puts it in. And Lottie Smith with the brace. Snow Canyon leads by 2. That ball played in behind nicely. Smith able to win it, and then Lottie Smith inside the box all by herself. Picks out the near corner. And with Lottie Smith's second goal of the morning, up to 25 goals on this season for the Warriors' leading goal scorer. Two-on. Ridgeline down, trying to respond. Sierra Dean on the near sideline. Dean tries to whip a ball into the box, and it goes out for the goal kick. Torrey Smith can boot this one away as Snow Canyon leads at 2-1. Both goals scored by Lottie Smith. Martin will boot it away. Stewart gets a touch, lands at Grange. Ridgeline back in possession. Goes back to Melanie Smith. Smith plays it up to Sierra Dean. Dean tries to whip a ball in. Snow Canyon back in possession. Lyon clears it away. Stewart brings it in. Stewart looking for options. Tries to float a ball over to the far sideline. Sam Brown now tracking it down. Excuse me, that's Rigby. Rigby goes back to Reagan Brown. Ball given away. Ava Wong. Here's Armour for Snow Canyon. Plays it out to the near sideline for Dunkley. Dunkley back in for Armour. Nice little bit of possession here for Snow Canyon as Armour tries to float that one towards an adult. Armour. Ball given away by Snow Canyon. Now back in possession is the Warriors with Dunkley. Dunkley goes back to Gubler. Stewart. Snow Canyon happy to just control possession in their own defensive third. Up a goal. Armour winning it back. Martin boots this one away. Brown gets a touch, only to find Lyon. To Stewart. Back in centrally. Given away, here's Reagan Brown. Ridgeline in possession with Rigby. Rigby plays it to Grange. Grange let it bounce. One back by Snow Canyon. Here's Stewart. Stewart to Smith. Smith tries to cut it through 3 Ridgeline defenders. But it's Taylor Rigby who clears it away. Dunkley to throw it in for Snow Canyon. Armour plays it back to Lyon. Up to Dunkley. Heavy touch, and it goes out of bounds, and a throw in here for Ridgeline. Melanie Smith will throw it in. Grange. Ball played in over the top. Tori Martin off for line as Martin will pick it up and collect. 7:25 left to go here in the first half. It is Snow Canyon making the trip up here all the way from St. George as they lead it 2-1 over the Riverhawks, the number 3 seed here in the 4-H state championship game. Ridgeline trying to find a response as Snow Canyon win the ball back. Shot from distance, takes a deflection. Collected by Grange. Grange floats one in, and Tori Martin off her line will collect. Martin will boot it away. Here comes the Warriors on the other end. Armour will pick it up. Armour floats it in. Trying to find Lottie Smith. But Smith caught in an offside position, and a free kick coming up here for Ridgeline. Ridgeline here in possession with Grange. Coming out wide to Dean. Dean whips it into the box. Hunsaker's there. Cleared away. Ridgeline keep possession. Here's Reagan Brown. Plays it to Webb. Cut out and one back by the Warriors. Doing a phenomenal job defensively here in the first half. Substitutions coming up for both sides. Sam Brown for the Riverhawks. Has time and space. Brown plays it to Grange. Grange trying to play a ball in behind. Cut out well by Snow Canyon. Ridgeline keeping possession. It's Reagan Brown. Into Sam Brown. Grange turns. Up the sideline. Tries to whip a ball in. Goes out of bounds and out. And a corner kick coming up here for the Riverhawks. Substitution as a Walton gets ready to check back in. And it'll be Izzy Bear heading to the bench for a breather. Webb over on the far sideline to take the corner kick. Webb whips it in near post. Poked through. Loose ball inside the box. Volleyed and out of bounds and out. And a goal kick coming up here for Snow Canyon. Tori Martin will boot this one away. As we get to the final 3:30 of this first half. Warriors up 2-1. Lyon here in possession. Gets it to Weston. Back to Lyon. Again, Snow Canyon happy to hold some possession here in their defensive third, keeping the ball away from that Ridgeline Riverhawk attack. Ball given away. Walton takes a deflection. Now here's Lavelle. Plays it in. Hunsaker's there. Cuts it out. This is Walton over on that far sideline. Plays it back to Reagan Brown. Brown, ball whipped in towards the top of the 18. Brought down by Hunsaker. Heavy touch and given away. Stewart played it the other way for Snow Canyon. Giving chase here is Nadald. Nadald cuts inside. Nadald, heavy touch by Ava Wong. Couldn't bring it in. Camry Grange can't keep that one from going out of bounds. And a throw-in coming up for Snow Canyon here on the near sideline. Lyon to throw it in. Weston settles it back to Lyon. Ball out of bounds. Throw in for Snow Canyon here on the near sideline. Once more, Lyon will throw it in. Ball booted away by Sam Brown. Only to find Lavelle. Lavelle brings it down, gets it to Armour. Armour played up the sideline, giving chase there was Nadald. As that one will just go out of bounds and out for the throw-in. Rigby to throw it in. Snow Canyon winning it back in the attacking third. Ridgeline there quickly just clears this one away. Could have been dangerous. Lyon tracks it down for Snow Canyon. Played into Weston.
1 minute remaining. 1 minute.
Out of bounds and out. A throw in for Snow Canyon over on that far sideline. Ridgeline trying to win possession back. Lands at Wong. Wong out to Nadald. Ball whipped in. Takes a deflection. Dunkley inside the box. Takes the shot. Nicely defended by the Riverhawks. It takes the deflection and safely into the hands of Molly Mann. Grange brings it down with 15 seconds. Final opportunity here in the first half for the Riverhawks. Lavelle will boot this one away. Reagan Brown lets it bounce. And that'll do it here for the first half. We head to the break here in the 4A state championship game, and it is the Warriors who lead it 2-1 over the Riverhawks thanks to a brace from Lottie Smith in the first half. We'll take a quick step aside here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSL Sports, as always presented by Tap Bank. But don't go anywhere. We'll have second half action on the other side when we return. And want to welcome you back into Zions Bank Stadium as we get ready to start second half action between the Snow Canyon Warriors and the Ridgeline Riverhawks. And it is Snow Canyon who leads it 2-1. Lottie Smith, the leading goal scorer for the Snow Canyon Warriors, scoring both goals in that first half. And that is the difference so far, as the number 3 seed currently up against the number 1. Final preparations here as we get ready to start second half action here in the 4A Girls Soccer State Championship game. The whistle, and we're underway. It is the Warriors in the white. They go to the right of your screen here to start things in the second half. And it is the Ridgeline Riverhawks in the blue. They'll go to the left. Molly Mann will boot this away for Ridgeline. Lands at Webb. That's Isla Webb losing out possession. Comes out to Armour. Armour plays it in, poke through. Lottie Smith trying to get onto the end of it, and it falls safely into the hands of Molly Mann. That was deflected and poked through by Ava Wong. Lottie's just too much behind it as Lottie Smith couldn't get on the end of it there. Lottie Smith loses possession for Snow Canyon. Now here comes the Riverhawks going the other way with Bear. Izzy Bear looking for options. Comes back to Kim Pydra. Cleared away by Snow Canyon. Sam Brown winning it back. Here's Ridgeline with Hunsaker, who plays it out wide to Walton. Walton plays inside Walton and deflected and cleared away by Gubler. And that'll bring up a corner kick opportunity here for the Riverhawks. And again, Ridgeline scoring their goal, their lone goal so far. Off a set piece, came off the corner kick. Now a chance to do it again. Ball whipped in. Headed, loose ball, cleared away by Snow Canyon. Hunsaker tries to poke it through. It goes out of bounds and out as Lily Hunsaker tried to pick out that top corner. And a goal kick here for Snow Canyon. Martin comes off of Bear as it goes out of bounds, and a throw in coming up for Snow Canyon here on the near sideline. It'll be Kinsey Lavelle to throw it in. Grange winning it back for Ridgeline. Here's Hunsaker. Gets it out to Bear. Bear up the sideline. Defended by Nadal, and Nadal doing a phenomenal job defensively, poking that one away. A throw in here for Ridgeline. Comes out to Reagan Brown. Lets it bounce. Ball whipped in. Loose ball inside the box. Cleared out by Weston. Dunkley now bringing it the other way for Snow Canyon. Dunkley goes to ground. The whistle. The foul called. And a free kick for the Warriors. Lavelle plays it back to Gubler. Snow Canyon again happy to just control some possession in their own defensive half. Armour gives that one away. Grange defended well and won back by Armour. A late whistle and a foul call. The free kick coming up here for Ridgeline. Much to the happiness of the designated home fans, much to the disappointment of the designated visiting fans here at America First Fields. Good crowd, good show out for both sides. Snow Canyon making all the trip all the way up from southern Utah. The Riverhawks coming down from Cache Valley. Grange will take the free kick, 3 on the wall. Grange tries it. Martin spills in front of goal, and it ends up in the back of the net. And the Riverhawks pull it back. Two. Grange off the free kick, spilled in front of goal and at the back post. Put in. Here with 35. As Brown gets the goal. And with 35-15 left to go, We're all tied up at 2-2. Still waiting for the clock to start here at America First Field. Lottie Smith tries to play it in. And now the clock will start. Goal kick coming up. Ridgeline, after scoring the goal, to get it back on level terms here with the goal kick. And here the officials now having conversations about the clock. Stoppage in play. And now we get ready to resume action. Ball booted away by Sam Brown. Quickly won back by Snow Canyon. Here's Nadald. Comes out to the near side. Armour tries to blast one through. Armour. Lassie there trying to get it to Lottie Smith. Instead cleared away. Now here's Lavelle. Loose ball lands in front of Smith. Smith trying to track it down. Ridgeline clearing it away with Reagan Brown. Hunsaker gets it through to Grange. Or excuse me, that's Webb. So Walton. Walton goes to ground, no whistle. As now Snow Canyon quickly going down the other way. Quick counter coming up here for the number 3 seed. Ball played in over the top, and it'll go safely into the hands of Molly Mann. Mann will boot this one away. Bounces in front of Bear. One back by Snow Canyon. A whistle and a handball called. And a free kick coming up for the Warriors. Or excuse me, for Ridgeline. Reagan Brown to take for the Riverhawks. Brown. Headed away. Loose ball. Out of bounds and out here on the near sideline. Throw-in coming up for the Ridgeline Riverhawks. Bear will throw it in. Hunsaker brings it down. Grange tries to play it back towards Walton. Cleared away. Only to find Sam Brown. Brown here with an opportunity to recycle it. Brown defended well by Dunkley and cleared away by Lyon. Kate Dunkley doing a phenomenal job defensively over on that far sideline. So now that ball goes out of bounds. 31-37 left to go. All tied up at 2-2. Here in the 4A Girls Soccer State Championship game between the Riverhawks and Snow Canyon. Lottie Smith has both goals. Smith turns and booted away by Vetica. Nicely defended by the junior defender. And a throw-in coming up for the Warriors over on the far sideline. Wong brings it down. Ava Wong cuts back. Ball whipped into the box. Smith was there. Cleared away. Shot from distance from Armour. And that one will go out of bounds and out. for the goal kick. Want to take this opportunity to remind you that following the conclusion of this game, we are not done. We'll be here all day at America First Field to bring you all the girls soccer state championship game action. Coming up next, kicking off at 2 p.m. today, the bountiful Redhawks taking on the Olympus Titans for the 5A title. And then later tonight at 5 p.m., the Lone Peak Knights looking to go back to back to back. The defending 6A champions taking on the Syracuse Titans. Again, 5 o'clock kickoff here at America First Field. You can catch all the action here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. As always, presented by Tab Bank. Substitutions coming up here. Here's Bear. Bear whips the ball in, trickles through, back post and in! And it's Grange. Gets on the end of the loose ball inside the box and just rifles it into the top. And it's 3-2 Riverhawks. Grange all by herself at the back, running in late at the back post. And the Riverhawks, after being down 1-0, after being down 2-1, have found their way back and take their first lead of the afternoon. And it's 3-2 Riverhawks. Izzy Bear. Comes out to Grange. Throw-in coming up on the near sideline for Ridgeline. Bear will throw it in. Ball played into Hunsaker. And cleared out. There's Webb. Nice ball played in, looking for Hunsaker, cleared away. Brown brings it in. Long distance effort from Grange, and it goes safely into the hands of Tori Martin. Grange tracks it down, gives it away. Here's Scarlett Lossie. Takes a deflection off of Ava Wong. Tracked down by Dunkley. Dunkley goes to ground, the whistle, the foul called. And a free kick coming up for the Warriors. Warriors, how will they respond? Up 1-0. Up 2-1. Now trailing. As Armour plays that ball in, cleared away by the Riverhawks. Out of bounds and out, a throw-in coming up over on that far sideline. Lyon plays it in, brought down by Weston, gets it back to Lyon. Gubler to Weston. Weston with time and space. Across to Armour. Armour inside the center circle. Armour to Lyon. Lyon now carries. Lyon looking for options. Lyon tries to poke a ball into the box. Dunkley tracking it down. And cleared away by Ridgeline. Weston. Ball given away. And now Ridgeline can hit on a quick counter. Here comes Grange. With all the time and space. Taking it to the near sideline. Defended by Armour. Cuts inside. Grange plays it back to Piedra. Now Bear. Bear cuts inside. Here's Izzy Bear back outside now into the box. Takes the shot and deflected by Gubler. Nicely defended as Ava Gubler coming across, not allowing that shot off. Goes out of bounds and out for the corner though, and another set piece opportunity coming up for the Riverhawks. Izzy Bear and Grange heading to the bench for a breather. Ball whipped in and headed away. Nicely done by Snow Canyon defensively. Snow Canyon trying to take it down the other way. Intercepted and one back by Vedeka. Ball whipped in, and it'll go safely into the hands of Tori Martin. Vedeka clears it away. Webb plays it back to Smith. Up to Hunsaker. Hunsaker. Ball cleared out by Snow Canyon. Takes an awkward deflection. Ball whipped into the box. Camry Grange trying to track it down. And a whistle and a foul called. Amelia Nadal winning the free kick for Snow Canyon. Hunsaker, 19 goals on the season, 9 assists for Ridgeline. The hat-trick hero for the Riverhawks in the semifinals. Ridgeline up 3-2, but Hunsaker still looking for a goal in this one. Weston slips. Ball given away. Webb plays it in, looking for Lily Hunsaker. But off her line to collect is Tori Martin for Snow Canyon. Martin will boot it away. Hunsaker gets a touch. Armour trying to clear it away. It's a foot race. Hunsaker goes to ground, nothing called, and now good ball coming the other way. Lossie loses possession. Here's Hunsaker for Grange. Camry Grange up the sideline, gets past Lavelle. Ball whipped in, goes to the back post, late runner. Ball back in front of goal and safely into the hands of Tori Martin. That late run from Sierra Dean could have been dangerous. Similarly to how Keegan Grange scored the goal to take the lead, it was a late run into the box, all by herself unmarked at the back post. Sierra Dean there with a similar chance and a similar opportunity, but dealt well defensively by Snow Canyon. Substitutions here for both sides. Walton brings it down for Ridgeline. Ball played in over the top. Gubler gets ahead on it, only to find Hunsaker as Ridgeline winning back possession. Here's Lily Hunsaker, plays it to Camry Grange. Grange, ball whipped in near post and cleared away by Lavelle. Weston can now play it out for Snow Canyon. Stewart, now wide to Lyon, now back in centrally. Weston gets a touch. Armour back to Lavelle. Here's Armour. Ball with Roberts. Roberts losing out possession. Cleared away by Ridgeline. And a throw-in coming up for Snow Canyon here on the near sideline. It was Larson who played it in. The whistle, the foul, and a free kick coming up here for the Warriors. Looking for an opportunity to find the equalizer. It's Veronica Weston to take. Ball floated in. And an awkward deflection, and it ends up in the back of the net. It's an own goal. And we're all tied up at 3-3. Rigby off the shin and deflected into her own net. It's 3-3 as Snow Canyon finds the equalizer. What a game here in the 4A state championship game. Back and forth we go. Both teams with leads. Both teams with equalizers. And we're back on level terms. 3-3. 1942 left to go here in the second half. A tackle there made by Weston. We'll have a stoppage in play as Weston will go into the book. Weston sees yellow. Yellow card caution issued to Veronica Weston, and of course has to head over to the bench for a breather. Ball cleared away by Snow Canyon. Here's Grange, gets it up to Dean. Ball whipped in, cleared away. Snow Canyon back in possession. Grange winning it back for the Riverhawks. Here's Bear. Dean running inside. Bear taking it up the sideline. Poked away, out of bounds, and out throw in here for the Riverhawks on the near sideline prior to those substitutions as Walton will head out for a breather. Checking into the game is Webb. Bear can't get the ball back. It goes out of bounds. This time a Snow Canyon throw in. Reagan Brown. Izzy Bear. Plays it into Dean. Dean turns. Giving chase here is Erica Jensen. Jensen boots it away. Sam Brown recovers it for Ridgeline. Brown still here in possession. Nicely done. Brown taking it from distance and safely into the hands of Tori Martin. Ball booted away. Comes out to Lossie, who plays it up, and one back by the Riverhawks. The whistle and the foul called. And a free kick coming up here for Snow Canyon as they try to boot this one away. Here comes Bear. Bear inside the box. Is he Bear for the Riverhawks? And that ball will go over and out for the goal kick. Ball comes in now for Hunsaker. Just checked back into the game, plays it out wide to Kemry Grange. Ball whipped in, and it goes across the face of goal and out the other way. Could have been dangerous. That cross goes over Torrey Martin, and it ends up going out of bounds and out. Lavelle for Snow Canyon. And Lavelle, heavy touch. Ball given away. Ridgeline with the throw. Kemry Grange crosses it in. Bear lets it bounce. Izzy Bear now trying to track it down. Won't be able to get onto the end of it. And it goes out of bounds and out. Throw in here on the near sideline. Snow Canyon taken quickly. And the whistle, the foul, and a free kick coming up here for the Riverhawks. 14:40 left to go here in the second half, all tied up at 3-3. With the way things are going and the way things have went, feels like there's a winner in this one before we reach the zero. Ball whipped in. Loose ball inside of the box. That will just go out of bounds and out. And a goal kick coming up here for Snow Canyon. Still all tied up at 3-3 between the number 1 Ridgeline and number 3 Snow Canyon. Ball put away by Vetica. That will roll back safely into the hands of Torrey Martin. The Riverhawks just won state championship under their belt. It came back in 2020. And for the Snow Canyon Warriors, 2 state championships under their belts. First one coming in 2012 and the last one coming in 2018. Both teams with a win will end a drought. Out of bounds and out, a goal kick coming up here for the Riverhawks. That ball cleared away. Throw in, Rigby gets it in. Takes a bounce in front of Weston. And a collision between Weston and Grange draws the whistle from the officials. And a free kick coming up here for Snow Canyon. Ava Gubler plays it short to Weston. Weston giving away Hunsaker winning it back, leaves it for Bear. Bear trying to find an option here for Ridgeline. Izzy Bear poked away, out of bounds and out. Ridgeline throw in. Brought down by Grange. Has one of the goals for the Riverhawks in this one. Ball floated in by Smith, cleared out by Gubler. Tracked down by Reagan Brown. Brown cuts inside. Brown. Now here's Webb. Webb out wide to Bear. Or excuse me, that's Grange. And nicely defended by Blakely. Larson forces that ball out. They'll say it ultimately came off of Keegan Grange. And it'll be throwing for the Snow Canyon Warriors prior to those substitutions coming up. Lyon, Nadald, Armour, all back into the game for Snow Canyon. Stewart trying to get on the end of it. Goes out of bounds. This one for Ridgeline. Ball played into Grange. And Grange and Bear there can't connect. It'll go out of bounds and out. Throw in, back in play here with Ridgeline. Ball given away. Weston winning it back. Armour plays it to Wong. Ava Wong now trying to get that ball in behind. Dunkley was running in behind the defense and then nicely cut out by Smith. Cameron Grange over on that far sideline. Ball comes in. Cleared away by Snow Canyon. Here's Grange, another collision, a whistle, and a foul called. We'll have a stoppage in play as Hunsaker slow to get up. And it is a free kick that will go against the Riverhawks. 9:42 left to go. Still all tied up at 3-3, and so the training staff running on to take a look at number 8, Lily Hunsaker. And while that's the case, we'll take a quick step aside here on the Rewind Sports Network. With 9:42 left to go, a 3-3 game here between Snow Canyon and the Riverhawks. And we hope Lily Hunsaker is okay, one of the most vital players for this Ridgeline Riverhawks team. Making her way gingerly over to the sideline. Hope she's okay and able to return later in this one. However, here comes Snow Canyon with Stewart. Ball booted away. Ridgeline defensively clearing it out. Sam Brown trying to battle it out for possession. Ends up with Wong. Snow Canyon doing a good job keeping possession. Here's Weston. Weston plays it towards the center circle for Armour. Armour goes back to Larson. Larson up the sideline to Nadald. Now back to Larson. Trying to play a ball in, only to find Sam Brown. Armour wins it back. Here's Weston. Trying to play it to the near sideline, looking for Nadald, cut out. Here's Reagan Brown. Brown plays it to Bear. Bear over the top. Trying to find Sierra Dean in behind, but Tori Martin is there, picking it up, collecting, and now has a chance here to boot it away. Out of bounds and out. Throw-in coming up for the Riverhawks. Snow Canyon quickly winning back possession. Here's Ava Wong. Deflected off of Brown. Grange playing it up, looking for Bear. That ball ended up trickling past Izzy Bear, and it goes out of bounds and out for the goal kick. 7:27 left to go here in the second half. Still all tied up at 3-3 between the Riverhawks and Snow Canyon. Still plenty of time for either side to try to find a winner. Here's Bear. Armour comes across defensively. A late flag raised and a late whistle, but it is a free kick. And an opportunity here for Ridgeline to try to find the goal to get them back ahead. Grange standing over the ball to take. Everybody for the Riverhawks lining up at the far back post. 3 on the wall for Snow Canyon. Grange. Ball whipped in, right in front at the near post and cleared away by Snow Canyon. Rigby plays that ball back in. Quickly won back by Wong. Heavy touch, given away. Smith going out wide to Kemry Grange. Here's Webb winning it for Ridgeline. Webb gets it to Bear. Bear, Grange, nice give and go. Here's Izzy Bear trying to get inside the box and cleared out by Larson. A corner kick coming up here for the Riverhawks. Ridgeline trying to find the goal to get them back into the lead. At this stage, a goal could be the winner. Ball whipped in. Loose ball inside the box, and it goes out of bounds and out. I believe that was Sam Brown. Got the last touch on it. Goes wide, and a goal kick coming up here for Tori Martin to boot this one away. Prior to those substitutions, as Kinsey Lavelle back in for Snow Canyon, as well as Scarlett Lassie back in. Weston gets it to Armour. Playing it up to Stewart. Dunkley. Kate Dunkley gets past one. Dunkley now defended by Sam Brown. Dunkley heavy touch, and Dunkley can't keep it in. Goes out of bounds and out. And a throw in for the Riverhawks deep inside of their own defensive half. Now they'll say it went out for the goal kick. Sam Brown will boot this one away off the goal kick here for the Riverhawks. Four minutes left to go. Ball booted away. Loose ball ends up at Reagan Brown, and Brown doesn't get the cleanest of touches on it. Goes out of bounds and out. Nadal to throw it in. Header flick through. Vedeka there, and Vedeka will clear it out. A throw-in coming up here for Snow Canyon. And the first real bit of possession that the Warriors have had inside their own attacking third since the equalizer. Here's Armour. Ball whipped in. In front of goal, Lottie Smith is there, gets a touch, and can't put it past Molly Mann. Lottie Smith had it, but Mann comes up and deals with it well. Could have been the late winner for Lottie Smith. Already has 2 in this one. Now Snow Canyon again with the opportunity. Smith in behind. It's Scarlett Lossie. Plays it back to Nadal, who whips the ball in, and it goes over the bar and out for the goal kick. Substitutions coming up here for the Riverhawks. Man, oh man, Lottie Smith had it in front of man. Doesn't get the cleanest of touches, but did enough to redirect it on frame and force his Molly man to come up with the big save. Grange brings it down for Ridgeline. Grange clears it away. Giving chase is Walton. Walton cuts inside. And Ava Gobler there to boot this one out. Here's Smith. Melanie Smith plays it out to Walton. Walton takes a heavy touch inside. Won by Dunkley. Dunkley plays it to Lossie. Lossie up to Stewart. Stewart, heavy touch. Now looking for options. Trying to play it back to Dunkley. As that ball goes out of bounds and out. A Ridgeline throw-in over on that far sideline with 1:30 left to go. Walton checks out. I believe that was Patrick who just checked in. Ball whipped in. Goes out of bounds. And a goal kick coming up here for Snow Canyon. A minute left to go. Headed away, out of bounds and out. Nadal to throw it in. Grange wins it back. Ball over the top. Here's Patrick. Paisley Patrick gets it to Bear. Bear goes down, nothing called. Cleared away by Snow Canyon. Here comes a ball cleared away by Scarlett Lossie. Rigby goes down, cleared away. Izzy Bear with 15 seconds. Bear, ball poked out of bounds and out. Izzy Bear picks it up. Ball comes into Grange. The countdown here at the stadium from Dan Barney, the whistle, the foul, but that'll do it. Well, after 80 minutes of soccer, both sides could not be separated. We head into the end of regulation with everything tied up at 3-3 between the Riverhawks and the Warriors. Overtime we go between the number 1 and the number 3. We'll take a quick step aside here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSL Sports. As always, presented by Tab Bank. Don't go anywhere. Overtime action on the other side when we return. And I want to welcome you back into America First Field. I'm Alex Annapolis, and this is the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. As always, presented by Tab Bank. The two sides could not be separated after regulation, and so we head into our first period of overtime soccer. I want to take this time to remind you that in overtime, the golden goal rule applies. We are in a next goal win scenario here in overtime. 10 minutes on the clock. If we have no goals scored within those 10 minutes, then we head to a second additional period of overtime. And if no golden goal is scored in that second overtime period, then we shall head to the penalty shootout to decide who is the champion of 4A soccer this season. Ball booted away. It is the Snow Canyon Warriors in the white. They go to the right of your screen here in overtime, and it is the Ridgeline Riverhawks in their blue. They go to the left of your screen here in overtime. Ball brought in by Lottie Smith, cleared away. Rigby was there. Grange plays the ball in over the top. Izzy Bear giving chase. Bear trying to get past Lavelle, does, and then Ava Gubler is there as Gubler clears it away. Goal kick coming up here for Snow Canyon. Grange gets a touch on it. Snow Canyon regained possession. Nadald lets it bounce. One back by Ridgeline. Here's Izzy Bear for the Riverhawks. Cuts inside. Nicely done as Dean was trying to poke that one back in behind the defense. Here's Reagan Brown. Brown cuts inside. Brown takes the shot, and it's safely into the hands of Tori Martin. Martin here can boot this one away. Grange gets a foot on it, lands at Weston. Veronica Weston playing it to Ava Wong. Wong trying to get it back centrally towards Lassie. Given away as Ridgeline back in possession. That one, as Reagan Brown and Izzy Bear not on the same page, it goes out of bounds and a throw in for Snow Canyon in their defensive half. Warriors play it back in, headed by Webb, only to find Armour. Armour plays it to Weston. Weston back to Lyon. Lyon trying to take it up that far sideline. Ball over the top. Smith trying to track it down. Head there by Rigby. Off for Lyon to collect is Molly Mann. Mann can boot it away for Ridgeline. The designated home fans here for the Ridgeline Riverhawks wanted a foul. We play on as Nadal, they're in possession and cleared away by Reagan Brown. Nadal to throw it in. Comes off of Scarlett Lassie and a throw in for the Ridgeline Riverhawks. Inside their own defensive half. Here on the near sideline, we'll throw it in with Rigby. Bear brings it down, plays it back to Rigby. Rigby boots it up and away. Armour trying to track it down, does. Brings it in for Snow Canyon. Dean battling out for possession, and Sierra Dean doing a phenomenal job to win it back. Here comes Sierra Dean. Now trying to get past two defenders. Dean gets it out wide to Walton. Lyon comes across, clears it away. And a big defensive play made by Lucy Lyon to boot it out. Throw in for the Riverhawks. Over on that far sideline. Walton will throw it in. Gets it to Dean. Dean lets it bounce. Now brought in by Sierra Dean up the sideline. Ball whipped into the box. Bear is there. Bear tries to bring it down, but Nadal clears it away. Amelia Nadal coming up big defensively for this Snow Canyon side. Warriors throw it in over on the far sideline. Weston takes a touch, settles it to Lyon. Lyon plays it back to Ava Gubler. Gubler now looking for options. Just plays it back across to Lavelle. Trying to get it up to Nadal. Does. Nice touch by Amelia Nadal. Up the sideline now, defended by Brown. Reagan Brown winning it back. Sam Brown doesn't get a clean touch. Lands at Webb. Webb to the near sideline for Bear. Bear back to Rigby. And that one goes out of bounds and out, and a throw-in coming up for Snow Canyon. Already halfway through the first overtime period. 4:50 left to go. Still all square at 3-3. Both teams looking for the golden goal. The goal that would give them a hold on that 4A state championship trophy. Substitutions made by both sides. Ball back in play. Ball goes out of bounds. A throw-in coming up here for the Riverhawks as Taylor Rigby will throw it in. Back to Rigby. Rigby can't keep it in. Throw in for Snow Canyon, taken quick by Nadal. Brown is there, gets a foot on it. Out of bounds once more. This time it'll be Lavelle to throw it in. Ball comes into Stewart. Stewart plays it in centrally to Lossie. Lossie in behind for Lottie Smith. Upper line, picking it up is Molly Mann. The junior goalkeeper coming up with a big read. Doesn't allow Lottie Smith to get on the end of it. Picks it up and denies the opportunity for Snow Canyon. Now a tangled up here between Stewart and Patrick. And a foul and a free kick coming up here. Paisley Patrick, the sophomore, number 28, had to check into this game as Lily Hunsaker unable to return from earlier. And what a story it would be for Patrick, the sophomore, coming in to replace a leader like Hunsaker, trying to find her opportunity for that golden goal. Stewart. Webb was there. The whistle, the foul called, and a free kick coming up here for Snow Canyon. Ball going the other way. Sam Brown is there, gets a foot on it. Walton giving chase. Gubler comes across and clears it away. Taken by Armour. And the whistle and a foul called, a free kick coming up for the Snow Canyon Warriors. Weston standing over it to take. Prior to, though, we'll have a stoppage as Armour is down for the designated visiting side. Training staff running on to take a look at Eleanor Armour. Been fantastic for the Snow Canyon side here in the midfield. Armour now back up on her feet and will make her way over to that sideline. .138 left to go. Free kick taken by Weston. Ball played in, and nicely done there by Rigby to just let that one roll out of bounds and out for the goal kick. And an opportunity here for Sam Brown to boot it away. Brown brings it down. Here's Reagan Brown. Goes out wide to Camry Grange. Camry Grange chops it back. Now back towards the end line. And a tackle there made by Nadal. A whistle comes in and a foul and a free kick. And we'll have a stoppage in play with 49 seconds left, as Nadal will see yellow. Yellow card caution here issued to the senior Amelia Nadal. And a free kick coming up for the Riverhawks. Big, big, big opportunity here for that golden goal. .45 seconds left here in overtime period number 1. The whistle. Ball played in, goes back post. Loose ball inside the box, all the way back to Smith, who tries it from distance. And it'll go out of bounds and out for the goal kick. Melanie Smith taking the shot from almost the center circle. Can't put it on frame, it goes out, and with 23 seconds left, Ridgeline, Grange directing traffic. Gets it up for Patrick. Nicely defended. A goal kick coming up here for Snow Canyon as the final countdown of the 10 seconds here. That'll do it. Still looking for the golden goal. Still looking for a winner here in the 4A Girls Soccer State Championship game. We're heading to a second period of overtime, and we'll take a quick step aside as both teams heading to the bench for a breather here in overtime. Don't go anywhere. More on the other side of the second period of overtime when we return here on the Rewind Sports Network. Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com, as always, presented by Tab Bank. I'm Alex Annapolis, and we get ready to start overtime period number 2. No goal to be scored in the first period of overtime. We head to a second, and want to remind you that the golden goal rule applies. Next goal wins scenario. The next goal for either side will give them the claim to the 4A State Championship trophy. And if no goal is scored within the next 10-minute period, we head to the shootout. Riverhawks in the blue. They go to the right of your screen here in the second overtime period, and it is the Snow Canyon Warriors in the white. They'll be going to the left. Ball back in play with Ridgeline. Izzy Bear brings it down. Back to Bear. Ball out wide to Kemry Grange. Cleared out by Snow Canyon. And we have a whistle and a foul called and a free kick coming up here for the Warriors. Ball booted away. Smith. Cleared away by Ridgeline. Fedica there with the clearance. Lands it. Keegan Grange settles it for Webb. Webb dribbling past 3. And a loose ball inside the box. Webb can't get onto the end of it. It goes out of bounds and out. And a goal kick coming up here. Ball booted away. Snow Canyon here in possession. Roberts trying to get onto the end of it. Ridgeline winning possession back. Ball out to Kemry Grange. Kemry Grange with an opportunity here. Cuts inside. Now back out. Defended by Armour. Grange will slow it down. Armour's there. Trying to avoid that ball going out. Two players just battling it out for possession over on that far sideline. Now the ball goes out. Throw-in coming up for Ridgeline over on the far side. Izzy Bear brings it down. Brown taking it from distance, and it goes wide. Not a bad look. Not a bad opportunity for Sam Brown, the freshman, taking the shot from a few yards out, and it goes wide of the post. I want to take this chance and this opportunity to remind you that following the conclusion of this game, we are not done. The 5A Girls Soccer State Championship game coming up next. Kickoff at 2 p.m. here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. As always, presented by Tab Bank. The Redhawks making their third state championship appearance in 4 years. Can they dethrone the defending 5A champs? Again, kickoff coming up at 2 p.m. Dunkley throws it in for Snow Canyon, still awaiting the winner of this 4A championship game, all tied up at 3-3 here with 6:25 left to go in the second overtime period. As the flag raised on the near sideline, Snow Canyon caught in an offside position, and a free kick coming up for the Riverhawks. Ball booted away. Brown. Reagan Brown trying to get it out wide to Grange, and it goes out of bounds and out for the goal, for the throw-in over on the far sideline. Brown heads it. Cleared away by Lavelle. Lottie Smith takes a touch. Here's Lottie Smith inside. Smith pokes it through to Dunkley. Kate Dunkley goes down. The whistle, the foul, and a free kick coming up here for Snow Canyon in a really, really dangerous spot. Lottie Smith playing a great ball in behind to Kate Dunkley. And Dunkley tangled up as Ridgeline trying to clear the ball away. And we do have a Riverhawk down. It looks like Vedeka back up on her feet now. Trading staff did come on with 5:09 left to go. Snow Canyon. Big, massive free kick coming up here. If they can score here, it would be the golden goal. And it would be the goal to give them a 4A state championship trophy. Riley Vedeka will now make her way over to the far sideline. Substitution here being made. Rigby checking back into the game. Or excuse me, that is Natalia Jensen, the freshman, checking in for Vedeka. Everybody, it seems, lined up on the wall here for the Ridgeline Riverhawks. 5 on the wall. Lottie Smith has 2. A hat trick for the win. Smith, the shot saved by man! It goes out of bounds and out, and Molly Man! Huge! A corner kick coming up for Snow Canyon, and if the Ridgeline Riverhawks are able to pull this one out, Molly Man would be the MVP. Corner kick. Scarlett Lossy will take here on the near sideline. Set piece opportunity. Ball whipped in towards the back post, headed through, can't redirect it on frame. It goes out of bounds, and a goal kick coming up here for the Ridgeline Riverhawks. Less than 4 to go here in this second overtime period. Still tied up at 3-3 between the Ridgeline Riverhawks and the Snow Canyon Warriors. Brought down by Dean. Sierra Dean plays it up to Bear. Bear looking for options. Back to Brown. Brown plays it across to Reagan Brown. Brown out to Grange. Can't connect. It'll go out of bounds and out. Substitution being made here by Snow Canyon, as Armour will head over to the sideline for a breather. Weston checking back into the game. Or excuse me, that is Blakely Larson checking into the game. Larson will take the throw-in. Bear to Dean. Dean losing out possession. Here's Stewart. Now Lyon. Lyon trying to play a ball up to Lottie Smith. Smith goes to ground. One back, Lyon, the whistle, the foul called as Lucy Lyon whistled for the foul. And a free kick coming up here for Ridgeline. Ridgeline to boot it away off the free kick. Bear gets ahead on it. Loose ball goes out to Reagan Brown. Nicely defended by Amelia Nadald. Comes out to Webb. Webb plays it to Brown. Brown whips it in. Back post. Sierra Dean is there. Heads it through. Spilled in front of goal. And cleared away. Oh, could have been dangerous. Tori Martin spills in front. There's a loose ball inside of the 18. And Snow Canyon doing a great job defensively to boot it away. Looking for Smith. Cleared out by the Riverhawks. 1:35 left to go. Shootout now looming large. Cleared away by Jensen. Comes out to Lavelle. Weston. Gets it up to Dunkley. Dunkley, heavy touch. Back to Stewart. Stewart over the top. Trying to get it back towards Lottie Smith. Now here's Lyon. Takes a touch. Lyon trying to find Lottie Smith. Comes out to Lyon again. Lyon pokes it through to Dunkley. And that one will roll out of bounds and out. A throw-in coming up for Snow Canyon here in the final seconds of overtime. Stewart to throw it in. Ball into Weston. Trying to get it back out wide to Stewart. Sierra Dean is there, pokes it away. Giving chase here is Lavelle. Lavelle. There's Weston. Lossie goes to ground, ball over the top. A late whistle, a foul, and a free kick, and they got to be quick. 15 seconds. And this one booted away by Gubler. And we are heading to the penalty shootout. No separation between the two sides. Still tied up at 3-3 at the end of overtime. And we head to the shootout between the Riverhawks and the Warriors. We'll take a quick step aside here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com, as always presented by Tab Bank. But do not go anywhere. We'll have penalty shootout action to decide the winner of the 4A State Championship next here on KSLSports.com. After 80 minutes, the game ends 3-3. Both teams tied up after regulation, and after 2 periods of overtime, the two sides could not be separated. And so we head to the penalty shootout here at America First Field to decide the winner of the 4A Girls Soccer State Championship. The Riverhawks and the Warriors looking to end title droughts. The last time Ridgeline was able to hold up the trophy was back in 2020. And the last time the Warriors able to hold up the trophy was back in 2018. 2 state championships for the Warriors, just 1 for the Riverhawks. everything on the line here in the shootout. Both teams lining up here at the center, at the midfield line, as we get ready to start penalty shootout action at America First Field. They'll be shooting at the south end goal here. And we have our first penalty taker. It is the Riverhawks who have won the toss, and they shoot first. It is Grange stepping up to take for the Riverhawks. Grange had a goal scored earlier to make it 3-2. And now Keegan Grange, the senior, stepping up to the spot for the first penalty, the most important penalty, depending on which head coach you ask, in the shoot. The first one is in from Grange, and it ends up in the back of the net. And the Ridgeline Riverhawks lead it 1-0. Bottom corner, nicely picked out by Keegan Grange, and now who else but Lottie Smith to step up for the Warriors. Leading goal scorer for Snow Canyon. Right-footed shot from 12 yards out and puts it into the back of the net to tie it up at 1-1. Lottie Smith stepping up to the spot. Puts it past Molly Mann. And it's a 1-1 here in the shootout. Reagan Brown for the Riverhawks. Brown puts it in. 2-1 lead for Ridgeline. Reagan Brown stepping up, makes no mistake, and puts it past Tori Martin as the Riverhawks lead at 2-1 here in the shootout. Stepping up now for Snow Canyon is number 22, Ava Wong, the senior. The shot and puts it in to tie things up once more. 2-2 here in the shootout. Ava Wong beats Molly Mann, a right-footed shot to the right side. And it's 2-2. This is number 5, Izzy Bear, who will step up, and it's a save by Tori Martin! Tori Martin denies Izzy Bear from the spot. Advantage, Snow Canyon. Here comes Scarlett Lossie for the Warriors. Trying to give them a 3-2 lead. Scarlett steps up, picks out the bottom left corner, and puts it into the back of the net. The Warriors lead it 3-2 with the goal from Lossie. Big shot coming up here for the freshman, Sam Brown, to keep the Riverhawks in it. The whistle, the shot, and another big save! It's Tori Martin coming up with a big stop. Back to back, big saves from Martin. Oh no, we'll call it back. Tori Martin off her line. Call it back, it will not stand, and Sam Brown will have a redo. (3-2) again, trying to keep the Riverhawks alive, and puts it into that bottom left corner. as the Riverhawks lead it 3-2. Tori Martin saved the initial shot from Sam Brown. A redo as Martin caught off her line, and this time Sam Brown converts. 3-3 here in the shootout. Veronica Weston to be the hero. The captain steps up against Molly Mann. The shot and puts it in and keeps the advantage alive for Snow Canyon. Four 4-3 in the shootout. Veronica Weston putting it past Molly Mann. Here comes another one for Ridgeline, as that one's tucked in nicely to that bottom corner as Patrick, or excuse me, that's Smith, makes it 4-4. And now for the decisive penalty. Step up. Kinsley Stewart, the junior, for the championship. Stewart, the shot, puts it in! And the Snow Canyon Warriors are your 4A state champions! Kinsley Stewart from the spot scores the winning goal. And for the first time since 2018, the team from St. George will take home the trophy. Cheers for goalkeeper Tori Martin from the designated visiting side. Tori Martin with a big save off of the penalty from Izzy Bear. And that makes the difference in the shootout. 5-4, the final score from the spot. 3-3, the final score after regulation. A lot of goals scored here in 4A. Both teams now meeting here just outside of the 18 for handshakes. And for the Ridgeline Riverhawks, the number 1 seed, they'll fall to 17-4 on the season. But nothing to hang their heads down about, as you see Snow Canyon heading over here to the corner to celebrate with the traveling student section as we get ready for the trophy presentations here at America First Field. Connor Brown pumping up the crowd. Head coach for the Snow Canyon Warriors going over as he celebrates with the students. Second place trophy presentation here for the Riverhawks. Again, nothing to hang your heads low about, nothing to be disappointed about. Second-year head coach Richard Alexander has done a phenomenal job with this program. One of the best teams in the entire state. 102 goals scored on the season coming into this game. They ended with 105. High-scoring, high-potent attack. A young core also returning next season. They will be back competing in 4A again. The Snow Canyon Warriors now getting ready to be handed the trophy. Handed off to Veronica Weston as she awaits. The trophy goes in the air, and there you go. The Snow Canyon Warriors, 4A state champions For the third time in school history, (3-3) the final after regulation, 5-4 the final in the penalty shootout, and the Snow Canyon Warriors, 4A state champions. That's going to do it for us here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. As always, presented by Tab Bank. I'm Alex Napolis. Big shout out to Vince Francis on the camera, and from the entire Rewind Sports family, we thank you for watching. Don't go anywhere. Make sure to stick around here. 5A girls soccer action coming up next. The Olympus Titans taking on the Bountiful Redhawks. Kickoff at 2 p.m. here on KSLSports.com.